はい、今確認中です。多分、そろそろ動くはず。あ、来た。はい、今日は2022年8月の29日ですね。22時52分、もうほとんど夜の11時ですね。なんとか2時間ぐらいやって遊びたいかなと思ってますが、よいしょっと。それじゃあ今日で、4回目になるかな。昨日の、回ではなんとか一晩1日過ごすことができて、次2日目からスタートになります。2日目になるともうほとんど会った人ばっかりだから展開は早くなるんじゃないかな。初日だとね、初めて話す人ばっかりだからいろんなこと聞いてたけど、2日目はもう早いような気がします。続きからでいいのかな。良さそうだね。これ2日目だよね、きっとね。7時、朝7時は多分そうだろう。いいのか、2日目か、これ。デイ2って書いてあるね。よしよし。
The bed is still cold from the broken window.
あ、まだ休み時間じゃない。はい。こういうの調べるだけでお金入るのかな。
The fan stands still.
一回調べてるのも無理なのかな。ちょっと確認で。火曜、新しいやつことね。二日酔いが猛烈になってきた。運動向上薬が足りない。二日酔いがないと、あれやばいのかな、これ。運動向上薬。マップはない。どんどんいきますか。音がしない。薬持ってないのかな。精神向上薬、これ違うのか。
The door is closed. This door can only be opened.
あれ、なんか雰囲気違うぞ。あそこで飲んでるんだ。飲み食いしとる。おはよう。いきなり来た。
Morning.
優秀なキムさん。
Looks like we can get to work at once. The union mustn't turn up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them. I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's one loose thread less to worry
お、
about.
タスク完了。
And one big problem to replace it. I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being men who drink beer for breakfast. A lot of things point to the dock workers union. That's not a lot of things. We should have dug up more. That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. In fact, even the death of one more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk.
Yeah,
なるほど。
streetwise. But aren't you curious?
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway.
今すぐじゃなくてもいいんだね。おばちゃん
Just
移
a
動してる。
moment. And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast.
It's fine, I understand.
The lady is distressed. Perhaps something more upbeat might cheer her up.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just
Oh,
hoping to
damn.
make a call. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone to let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel. That's just it. This isn't like him.
A cold breeze hisses through dense thickets of reeds.
You have more important things to worry about. Oh dear. I'm not. Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite. Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame.
The lieutenant pulls out his...
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reed. We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary by a dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into this. We hit it off, and, well...
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out.
I hope I've been useful. Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant, but they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock
そっ
to
か、
set
水
a
門は
few
水曜
traps.
日にならないと開かないな。
The water lock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Oh, sweetie. Gary's as loyal as they come. Oh my. What happened to the water lock? Oh, sweetie. If it weren't for you, I'd be
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes...
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological... Yes, some left-field scientific research.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the World. Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie. Oh, yes.
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize risk.
That's one opinion, yes.
My apologies, ma'am.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless. And frankly, many scientists are
暗
too
示来たら
lazy
高い
to do it.
97は負けないだろう。
Universities
Yeah,
these
so many.
days are rare. Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating.
The lieutenant gives you a...
Well, it...
Ah, yes. Phasmatodea. A diverse group of... Oh, yeah.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid.
インス
You'll
リン
end up co-discovering the
で
phasmid
7
with
節
us officers.
お
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with...
It's not made up, officer. It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper. Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the... Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully? Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie. Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it's... Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. Morel can explain it all much better.
よし、
I
暗
wish
示
you
だ。
could hear him describe it.
97%。これで負
Then
け
you'd
たらもう、
understand, I'm sure.
あれだな、王様のサイコロは壊れてるな。こりゃ。
There's really
Yes.
no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told...
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
He nods. And the cryptids. Let's hear about... Oh, ooh. Tough choice there.
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half-forced, yes. It was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would... Yes. It has amazing healing qualities.
へえ。
Some soldiers reported growing
手
back
足が生える
limbs,
のはな。
regaining... Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative, which is to say the kind-green ape is a species
だから
with
癒
which
しな
we
んだ。
share a common
癒し
ancestor
緑
and
ザル。
that evolved parallel to our own, just like your partners.
The lieutenant looks at you. Pleasant.
Oh, no, I didn't mean to imply that Saolites are inferior to us in many ways.
A tremendous evolutionary advantage, I'm sure. But perhaps we've had enough speculating. Hey, you promised you'd only ask about one cryptid.
He nods approvingly.
You know, to hell with it.
Of course, officers. Is there a particular... The gnome of Jeroma. Oh, it is. None of its victims survived. Grieving relatives. It was reportedly a small creature. A couple of campers found it when it was already dying. They heard an odd... It still took the gnome of Jeroma.
If the body of the creature was found, why aren't there detailed illustrations?
Alas, the first scientist who got his hands on the creature's corpse. Instead, all the venom leaked out of the creature's teeth and into the surrounding liquid.
Alas. Always alas, and then it was gone. Isn't that overly convenient?
I understand your skepticism, but that's what happens with things that are rare and stand out. Cryobacter catlensis. Yes, a unicellular bacterium that was discovered in one of the northernmost points of Kotla. On the bacterial colony Mijanu found had remained alive while frozen in... Mijanu disappeared shortly after injecting herself with the bacteria she had brought back to study. No doubt in hopes of prolonging her own life. Yes, and she's quite mad, too. After she treated herself with... We can assume that she has been living somewhere in the wilderness for decades now. All alone except for the cryobac... That would be the giant of Kokonur. The giant lives in the most arid parts of the vast Kokonur desert. No one knows for sure. It is like an awful mountain of... The towering luminosity of
Hui. No animal can be...
That's what makes it so peculiar. A species surviving at the very limit. There are limits, you see, to how large a metabolism and eco...
Great. This is great shit. Gravity anomaly. Digging it. Digging this parascientifics.
I'm glad you like them, but I'm not really one...
よし。
Some kind of
来た来た来た。
superstar.
ある種のスーパースター。これ何が増えるんだ？
They say the world isn't ready for a rock and roll cop. No one
あれ
wants their state
論理は減るの？
on violence to be mixed with celebrity worship. They claim to know
はあはあは
it
あ
would be dangerous for detectives to rise to the ranks of demigods
あ
and
んま
have
り
sexual
面白くない
encounters
な。
with barely legal.
学習条件か。まあいいか、ないよりはマシか。
Can I help you?
今夜の部屋代、そうだ、
20ライン
20は払えるよね。
Good. You got the room for the night. But
This is-
remember, you'll need another 20 real.
今日の宿は大丈夫だ。これ同じことしか言わないな、こいつ。
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little. You see the heavy, the cobalt blue, old cobalt paint. The door does not. The cobalt, old cobalt.
相変わらずこのドアは謎だな。この人たちと話すのか。荒くれども。
Let me handle this. Detective disorientated. Are you still wondering where you are? This is my...
Her entire character has shifted. This young woman is cold as ice.
No, I am not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor, so let's get to it. You're looking for Titus Hardy? You think he has information that will help? That's Titus. Talk to him, but know this.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our...
She says nothing. Could this be the Miss Beaufort that Easy Leo mentioned?
Like I already told you, I'm a legal counselor. Do you have hearing problems? I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries and focusing on why.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes. In the way she stands. In her face.
No. Talk to Titus. What you want is of no significance, officer. What are we going to do to you? The Union isn't going to do.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do. Aggressive, you make your living enforcing violence.
So you were spying on us, and now you rip...
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're...
Fuck yeah.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders. Look, a comedian. Do your job. Ask your question.
Strange. It's as if people don't believe a cop.
この人だけか。いっぱいいる割に
This is where you say your bed.
自警団を尋問しろ。ほう。
Detective.
もう担当直入に行こ
Oh, this is about him.
You're sure taking your time, waiting for him to get right.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy by now. Real hot stuff. Letting out that pretty boy smell.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
Easy, boys. These janitors have a hell of a job.
You might want to start asking your questions now.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
The pretty boy. You guys really look.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Well, maybe you should just fuck.
Don't worry. We are resourceful. We'll find a good topic for us to discuss.
No. I's here. You got business.
He understood what you were doing. Take it. Now watch the other guys fuck it.
Yeah. You fuck with the Hardy boys. You fuck with Titus Hardy.
Yes. Falling out of line to please him. This is the...
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
う。ほうほうほう。
Use it to take a dig at his friend.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
This one knows how to keep things going. He's...
Yeah. You're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings...
Too late. You already got a pretty good picture of these guys. You can use this. You could take another look at the tracks in the yard. See if they fit with the characters here.
Incriminating. Now that's a big boy. Well, maybe.
Don't worry. We are resourceful. We...
以上かな、この中は。2日目減るかと思ったけど、人増えたな。どっちから回るかな。
Was that? Could it be the Col de Mamadakwa? There seems to be an extremely high... Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor. The track... There it is again. It must be very close. What are you doing? You're a police...
No, I don't hear the cold...
Of course he doesn't. Oh no. No. Too late. It's gone. Keep your ears peeled then.
新しい思考を手に入れた。装備できないんだよな、そんな枠ないよ。今日は火曜日か。水曜日だからまあ明日か、水門は。あとは、そうだね。9時行かないといけないんだな。スーパースター消してもいいのかな。忘れよう。忘れる。忘れるにもスキルポイントがいるんだ。ぐぬぬぬ。だったら次広げた方がいいよね。どっから行こうかな。あと車。ここで一旦報告しよう。なんかでさ。
In the morning light, the white on blue police livery. Do something important? Something even at a standstill. The unibot, someone has waxed it recently.
You want to take a closer look? Yes. An extraordinary...
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing.
Sorry, I'm not for...
Lingo it up.
No. That's... porno tuning. Those spinners were elegant. Sleek. Radiant, even. Porno. That's short for...
The sole purpose of pornography is to stimulate one's visual sense to evoke sexual...
That's a negative on the porno. Thank you, though. 130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there.
7.2. Supercharged. You mean the coil noise? When variable current... When the frequent...
What a big... Whatever you do, don't make fun of the lieutenant for explaining this to you.
I have pretty much maintained my vehicles by myself ever since one was...
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and the...
Alright. Ready? I turn, you press start. It's next to the...
The dashboard lights up with orange glow, like a leopard waking from its sleep. The lights unfold with a little click. Cast.
There you go. I'll turn them off from the remote once you're done.
なんかあったよね、ヘッドライトでなんかするって。
As you hold your ledger's clip under the
that.
headlamp, an iridescent hologram appears.
There she is. Revachol West.
Around the borders of the watermark are dozens. The rectangular watermark is overlaid with the logo of the RCM, and yet the major...
Let me see. Right here. No, it does not.
There are many of them, and they are divided into 3 separate... The first row has 18 dots. The next is the longest. There are so many, it's hard to count. More than 150. The last row has 3 perforate. That's it.
Those are perforations. They represent your record as an officer of the RCM.
Son, here is where we...
The first row represents your years of service. 18 years. Okay, that's what it says. I might have guessed even longer based on your age. What did you do all those blissful years of your youth? No shame in working a regular job. This next row, the one that wraps all the way around, is your number of closed... Wow, more than 200! It's quite a lot, even for someone who's been on the force for nearly 2 decades. Usually, clearing more than 10 cases a year puts you in the 90th. Call it what you want. You were evaluated. Right. Those are your confirmed kills. You've got precisely 3 perforations. For an RCM officer, especially Precinct 41, which is in the Jamrock, there are certain officers who treat their kills like some kind of ghoulish game. If they do happen to solve a case, but it seems as though you are, or at least were, one of the good ones. Yes. Everyone has their own method of coping. So, personally, I find it helps to keep up a few hobbies. Par exemple, why not gardening? You've already got the gloves.
It's meant in earnest. Please don't mistake it for a jab.
If you want to pour out the booze you've been carrying around on duty, I'm certainly not going.
A dark pool of cheap wine appears at your feet. It shimmers
無駄に
in the
無駄に
light
酒を
of
使ってしまった
its name. Honorably done. You have given up some of your own blood for theirs.
Very noble of you. Are we done here?
まあまあ経験値もらったからいいか。
The lieutenant nods.
Right. I'll go turn
よ
off
し
the
よ
light.
し。
You can now see your statistics on your journal page.
統計データ。おお。統計データって。あ、右側にあるね、このスーパースター刑事とか。いろいろと。殺した人数3。解決済みの事件216。この辺はいいけど、右側の肩書きみたいなのは何だったんだろうな。これで決まるのかな。よし。確かあのじいさんとなんか話が、あ、なんか。
The worn and beaten wooden plank.
We can sit on bench.
You can revisit the.
通れない。あ、そう、こいつだ、こいつだ。話さなきゃ。
I have really helped.
Yes, that's what you need, Gaston.
Honey. Hello, officer. How might I be of assistance on this? I'm sorry, officer, but I really don't share food.
The only one you have.
The sandwich looks like a culinary wonder. In addition to the obvious slice of ham, a fat one, you notice a...
Believe me, officer, I wish I could help you, but I need this sandwich to keep my...
You can barely hear him. The sweet smell of pickles...
Fuck off! It's mine!
A glimmer of respect flashes in Rene's eyes.
Sorry, officer. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it in a bad way. But the sandwich is mine. I'm not gonna share it.
And it's...
When the dissidents come to rape our country, he hides. But try to get a bite of his dear sandwich and he gets close. We are a special kind of family, Gaston.
Let me think. I heard someone was hanged and left on a tree for a week. No, officers, I'm sorry.
Then help them, you wimp.
I wish I could, but I just...
Respect?
I'm not.
Of course he's holding back. His mouth is so...
Can I at least finish my fucking sentence before you piss on it? Hit that hook. Everyone in Martinez knows the Clare brother.
What do you know about history? You never...
The old soldier mumbles something, and there he stands, proud.
Let's try not to get caught in it.
Lest we leave riddled with bullet holes. This and...
Oh, in many ways, yes. Like an honorary member. Not in the technical sense. I don't have a vote or a membership.
Of course he's not a member. He's not a member of any... I hate the socialist rabble. But even...
Writing work mostly. Occasionally, he needs some... Oh, nothing official, I assure you. Just essays for the new...
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple.
No, thank you. For being consummate professional.
こいつだ。
We're still waiting for a replacement for the bull you sent sinking.
警備物ね。
Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight. Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. No one. The boss has been unmanned since last...
No one has been guarding the container.
Yes! It's...
Look, officers. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René.
The possibility of someone being in there is an...
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting dirt reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard boost now? She is nobody. She's none of...
The lady is Jean-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes, yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. Ah, yes! King Philip the...
Oh, absolutely. At the mercy of a
superpower, feared and respected. A testament to decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. A nation is only as strong as its leader. That's why it was such madness to...
Don't get started on that again.
The Carabinier doesn't reply.
Right.
8%。平成はきついな。もうちょっと進んだな。レベルアップ、レベルアップ。スキルはめれるようにするか、この辺取るかだな。低いものを上げるか、高いものを。暗示めっちゃ伸びたな。この辺が弱いよな。弱すぎる。クリエイティビティ。いや、これ1個上げるよりはきっとこいつでプラスを一気に取った方がいいんだろうな。アンロックだ。で、ここに何かを入れる。何がいいんだろうな。これはやばそうだな。これかな。これ置いてみよう。はあ、蹴飛ばしちゃったよ。めっちゃ飛んでたような気がする。ゴミ箱は毎日あるかな。空き瓶とか入ってるのかな。いいね、いいね。小銭がたまるね。立ち見客が。
Hello? Me? No one.
She doesn't really want to be disturbed. Is she such a working-class woman?
Not all the time. Right now I'm browsing books. It is. I know you are.
Everyone can see that. The rectangles.
What with?
What with? A lot of things. For example, people tend to go missing.
My husband? No, I don't know. At home now?
Where is this going, officer?
Yes, but... No. Why are we still talking about this? I haven't lost my husband. No, absolutely not. Are you a policeman or a nanny? They are not missing, sir.
You know where they are. They're at home.
What? That's just... My daughters are... They're almost grown up now anyway. They're past the age they need me protecting. My youngest girl, Jolie, is just shy of 16. Jenny, why do you need to know this? Haven't I repeatedly...
Did someone say party? You could use a party.
There is no investigation here. I can tell you that. I don't mean to disrespect, sir, but...
For what it's worth, I agree. But
Cockatoo,
cockatoos can't be stopped when they get ladies.
Nothing. Go read up.
Maybe you should. What if the cockatoo is your astral captain? Or your...
Wonderful.
お、タスクがもらえ
The
た。
story is open.
Her hands move over the book covers. The tips of her fingers. The woman before you.
お嬢ちゃんまだやってんの？
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books? Oh, that's Auntie Billy. She's nice if a bit distressed. No, no, sir. She's a working woman who... I think she is a bad husband. Not very nice or helpful.
そういえばここ入ってなかったな、初日。本屋さん？おお、本屋さん。
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely mountains of it. Heroic quantity rows and rows of Hiem Dalame.
ヘルムタルから来た男シリーズしか
You
ない。
make out some title, maybe 100. Not even close.
どんだけあるの？
Man from Heimdall in
ヘルムダ
hell.
ル、炎上。
Man from Heimdall and the forest of slaves. Man from Heimdall under the lake.
通
Man
学
from
式一か。
Heimdall
まあ
burning.
そうはないだろ。
There's even the nothing of interest.
はい。
Only silence and the
もう
cosmic
勝てね
background.
え。
A small mountain of colorful board game
Board game.
boxes. There are numerous types of
Wonderful board games, sir. The Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family? Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by some?
Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit. And technically, for playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize. Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff.
An endless variety of source books. Look, there's also a large hardbound tome with intricate books in a board game section. Who wants to read books? There's a box that says, "We're out, 3rd edition nonsense for anemic Beano clods."
ボードゲームを買う余裕はないな。あれはなんだ。
These shelves are overburdened with books
Hanzai
from
sauce.
a couple of spook novels hide amidst all
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crime. You're a police officer.
crime fiction is a disgrace. And as these books great, what's more, they compete not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Shelves filled to the brim with crime novels. sulfur-crested cockatoo sits
Cockatoo da.
on the cover.
Cockatoo.
It turns out that there are so many. Turns out that there are so many.
It's a must-have if you own a cockatoo. I've heard they're quite capricious.
おっと、手さばき、今度こそギルで。いや。
You wait for the storekeeper to be distracted. It's quite a challenge, but eventually, the guide to the cockatoo.
これだな、コカトゥ。
A cockatoo is a parrot with an erectile crest. This book talks about the delicate nature of where to even begin. All cockatoos are known for their needy pet owners. Also report it is not recommended to get a cockatoo if you're not able to cook them. You're right. Cockatoos are magnificent creatures. They'll ouch. That must hurt. This is a yellow-tailed black cockatoo. Its specific name, Psittacus. Perhaps the most impressive of all in the words of poet-explorer Sir James Ford. Despite its banging name, the bang-bang cockatoo is actually the shyest of the species. Yes, but all those cockatoo species are so different. Which one are you? You're right. You're a fuckatoo embodied. This sorry-ass bird belongs on your heraldry. It probably doesn't even have feathers and only scream. The plaque on the shelf reads, biographies of famous people.
I would say a very influential historical figure, but surely the book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universe. Perhaps for a layman, deep analysis is necessary.
Do her words seem vague and absent?
Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have it.
You feel like you should get this one? Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head suddenly. A particularly high-speed love chronicles the romance between two of the finest. Next to Irv's life story, next to that, Revacholian radio personality.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse, though.
She understands she has erred against the customer and immediately corrects course.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time. Time is commerce.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches them. This large map displays Ozon, Laurentide. In the northeast, a dust mite stand radiating outwards from you. The suzerain you can on Caillou, Revachon. The ocean breaks apart into attack connections to other worlds. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, perhaps they are gods. The north coast of a verdant island is shattered by to the east, rolling hillsides. Huron. It's somewhere to live. Not bad. Then there's Jamrock. It's so small you can't even see it on the map. No, wait. There it is. North of Jamrock. No, Coal City is worse. A charred limb. Rain? No. This is somewhere to be. It's not really a map. It's a tourist thing. A picture postcard. Still, it's detailed. Could be pretty useful for scouting.
I'm sorry, officer. The map of Martinez is the only one available. The other two are not for sale anymore. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. The map of Martinez is 90 cents, though. That old thing? It's an out-of-date map of a tourist location from when some design studio people tried to spruce the place up 4 or 5 years ago. They didn't get that far, for some reason. A shame the project never got going. Would be nice if someone fixed Martinez up. All these
これ
ruins
失
are
敗
out
する
of
と
business.
買えなくなると嫌だな。 90なら片追いか。
Always good to be informed of your
Is this-
surroundings.
これで地図が
The worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez. With direction, your finger moves through the very finally coming to a halt.
For a more detailed view of the map, go to your journal and
Is this-
select the map.
これでジャーナルからやったマップ開いた。ややこしい。なんだこりゃ。なんだこれ。この右側のこういう感じがいるのは自分たちのあれで、はいはいはいはい。この辺はタスクなのか。白いのは今すぐ挑戦かな。なるほど。なるほどなるほど。雑貨の棚、手さばき中。ほうほうほう。内陸というか、もはや伝説はきついんだろうな。いっぱいあるじゃん。チャレンジできるやつ。
Several maps have been. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches up the north coast to the east, Hudon. It's so small. No. This is somewhere to be.
I'm sorry, officer. They're quite valuable, though they might not look it. Yes. Are you interested? I'm sorry, officer. They're quite that old thing. It's an out of from when some design student. They didn't get that far.
This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Amidst the various books, the point of the book, and many others on this shelf, it serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that wholeness, unity, when it's up to your mind. The book features chapters on topics such as, there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of you. This is just mundane garbage. What's even paranatural about this?
すごいなんだ。
Sir, please, no browsing in that. I can't have you end up like opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no.
92% は負けないだろう。
The throbbing in your head increases with every passing moment. Suddenly, as if out of nowhere, a small green book become. The book contains very little explanation. The book contains this. For example, it recommends vigorously swatting one's naked body with a venin. It is supposedly invigorating, and it also recommends consuming distilled spirits like vodka or whiskey that have, among other benefits, it is alleged to restore a damaged liver to perfect health. For general health and well-being, readers are encouraged to take these strolls. Promise to cleanse the mind of worries and the body of toxins. This is exactly what you need. There's an entire section devoted to cures for men who are struggling to perform their marital.
Excuse me, sir. I believe you've been perusing that particular volume long enough. If you'd like to continue reading, I must insist you
効
buy
果高え。なんだろうな。
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to an.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time. The curtain.
Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books?
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell. Oddly enough, the more she tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become.
開けたらどうなんだろう。まあいいや、話してからにしよう。向こうの窓とかはやっぱり無理だよね。
Welcome to crime, romance, and be welcome. And please take responsibility for the energy you bring in. I am the proudest owner of our little.
She has fine-tuned her voice to find the most welcoming approach for attracting new.
Goodness, you were already doing good, browsing the shelves. Why'd you stop? Don't you feel compelled? Go, go. Everything is on the shelves. Take a
売
look
りたくてしょうがないみたいだな。
yourself. The shelves compel you, don't they?
She smiles and nods, seemingly relieved.
Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Wonderful. Did you talk to her? Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. God. I've told her not to do that. It's such a disgusting habit. She'll get over it. She can, if she has enough willpower. This is what's called...
Come on, ma'am. It's obvious she can't do anything about it. You are placing an unnecessary burden on a young child.
She stands stiff and severe.
Oh no. Hold on. I need to invite her inside and apologize. There. I don't know what to say to you. My husband, he tries to teach me business lessons. I have what my mother called a dull mind. All this stress. Yes, my husband is a successful entrepreneur east of the river. If only he were more involved in the business we're running up here. No matter. Soon it's a proper place to live. One of the most peaceful neighbourhoods. Most of the buildings are empty at the moment. It's a great opportunity to get ahead of the crowds. He made the initial investment. Since then, he's been what you might call a silent partner. Yes, I'm afraid so. A real treat she is. It would be nice if she had... We're quite busy people, you know, my husband and I. Quite busy. Children are a lot of... I'm sorry. I'm sure you do understand. She's been too busy helping me here. So she studied at home this trimester. I assure you, I of all people understand the importance of education.
あ、でもあの子、左上にいるね。よかったよかった。
Her
家に
features
入れた。
much softer. Occasionally she glances at her daughter's silhouette.
よかったな、よかったな。
I'm sorry, sir. I can't talk.
You just can't win. Out of the rain and into the gutter.
Math. It's really difficult. Like, really. Oh, I found something while you were away. I thought this would fit you.
Oh,
like,
no.
thanks for helping out. Not me. The city, I mean. Like a
いい
detective
子じゃない
does.
か。
Yes, just like the one Dick Mullen wears all the time. Right, I have to get back to my homework now.
お、こんないい子がくれた帽子はかぶらざるを得ないですね。ちょっとぐらい性能が悪くても。きたー、百科事典が増えるじゃないですか。この反応速度増える減るやつよりは、このルンペン棒よりは、お、かっこよくなってきた。あとはこのシャツをなんとかしたいな。どう似合う？
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
よし。これ開けるとどうなんだろうな。開けたいな。開けちゃおうかな。
The curtains, tattered with age and covered. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtain.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them.
She looks away, mumbling.
なるほど。
Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away. No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtain. Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go.
The curtains do seem frail suddenly, not robust enough to contain a slippery darkness.
開けたれ。
No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here.
There is something mysterious about the curtains. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you, as if taunting you.
うおー、どうしたこれ開けていいのかな。開けたらなんか終わりそうな気がするな。えい。開けてやっ
You
たぜ。
see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
人知を超えた力を解き放ってしまった。いいだろう。扉がある。
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens. What if you just break it down?
ゴブゴブか。
That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need steady breathing. Solid core. The room is dimly lit and it's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old, only an echo. A hollowed out dark echo.
58% はな。負けたらめんどくさいな。これホワイトまだチェックできんのか。いったれ。んあ、失敗してやんの。どっちよこれ。成功したの失敗したの。回復しとこう。回復しとこう。
You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door
あ、成
frame.
功したんだ。
It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've
もう
done
一
it.
回。
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
どうしようかな。動くなよ、クズどもだな。いけいけい。お。お、普通に開いてるじゃん。なんか話したそうだ。
What is this place?
はボクシングクラブ。
I think you're right. Though it looks like no one's been here. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to...
Some specks of dust shimmer in an eerie feeling rises in your chest.
懐中電灯、懐中電灯。あ、開発は装備できないのか。
Yes, because it's closed. No need to look for supernatural experience.
こうだな。お、ついてるついてる。お、サンドバッグだ。これはなんだ。砲丸投げの弾。あ、あいつらにあげていいのか。あのじじいどもに。
A barbell lies on the floor. The color, it's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what there are no collars on the barbell. Why does it feel so familiar?
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't.
No, it's not that. It's the stale smell of rubber. It's just a memory from another life. When you were young and fit.
これはひどいな。持ち上げるメリットがわからん。あ、いけんじゃん。他にないかな。なさそうだね。よし、これ上がるぞ。ん？ まだいける。暗いなぁ。剥製。お、マネキンかな。なんだ、小銭だ。なんか、なんだこれは。
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and
a radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC51.
We had one of these down at the station, but I never really learned how to use it.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys. It's empty like a beehive without its...
This is where the memory should go.
なるほど。
Nothing happened. Something's missing. There's no tape in the book. Nothing happened. Something's missing. Nothing happens. It's empty like a beehive.
This is where the memory should go.
メモリーがあれば再生できるんだな。何を手に入れたんだ。これか。地図だ。
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh, the whole thing resembles Kajran mosaic tiles. History classes, students with their textbooks open. Radio frequencies, it seems, unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular. You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important, a conductor for the hundreds of story threads that passed. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in, a list of names under the stations. There's no way a little basement student.
My God, it's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble.
これはなんだ。あ、オートセーブだ。
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles. Some of the writing has faded with these lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types, translucent Welkins, with organs shining under this. Who are all those creatures? One of the Welkins, towering among the rest. It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin, his face white, the Haldor, the Twarg, the humans.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Political commentary. Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if it's just
TRPG でもやったのか。
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Just look at those details.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore. You see primitive oil, albeit dark and cold. This vision also, a pinned postcard reads that this is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic, it looks a bit like an academic. Mini-Me stands for a mini-me. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer.
It looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner, the handwriting is only partly legible, but you can the full text reads, Heat death of the universe is the outside. A cold wind wraps the building in its bosom.
TRPG を作ったのかな。これはやっぱり宇宙最先端ロールプレイングの開発チーム。
Okay, what do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? Yes, that is the question.
Like he's ready to lay out a fight.
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it.
TRPG をコンピューターで遊べるように。要するにゲーム作ってたのか。
Utter madness, he thinks, as a compliment.
Indeed, those Welkins are a dead giveaway. Role-playing people love that stuff. The world looks like a...
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real...
Not to my knowledge. They make automated games, but I don't think anyone had true call-in stations. None of the players have to be physically present. Then there's the game master frequency that listens in on the...
His fascination has swept aside other coordinating so many games would take a hold.
No idea. They stopped filling out the schedule on the chalkboard. Indeed, it's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... It's too late for that, I'm afraid. Okay, let's keep moving.
なるほど。こっちから来たんだっけ？道が分かんなくなったぞ。あ、メモリー。下から来て、こっちは行ってないか。この廊下は行ってない気がする。上行ってしまう。待て待て待て。これだからこれメモリーさそう。
Tiles on the cube are still like a smooth draw. The filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the key. The static gets louder, slowly filling up.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de... Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Fortress accident is the company. One moment. Fortress accident is...
That's not bad.
Any other questions?
ラジオでやんのか。
Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
I work as a repeater at the East Insulindian Repeater Station. As for me...
On an island on the river Esperance, a small woman, all...
Now please tell me the reason the filament you have inserted into the reader. Yes. Is that the production schedule? Good.
You should ask her for a hint.
No.
A hint system is not part...
Still no. I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy.
I'm afraid we are not doing that.
Now, can you please repeat the received?
Don't worry. Password...
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Good. Please repeat the received.
Don't worry.
Fortress accident. Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Casting the frame. Nothing happens. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
あ、出ちゃう？次の部屋？ん？どっから来たんだ俺。こっちから来たのか。熊の置物？回復系のアイテム欲しいな。お、めっちゃ金もらった。何やこれ、冷蔵庫？
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment in its belly. The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A sharp slap, a gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. You hear a look. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found...
Of course, just a giant ice bear-shaped fridge. Let's take a look inside.
The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
メモあれだね。パスワードだね。
A friendly cartoon bear. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Good question. It looks like an ice cream fridge. I know. Warden and Fort. What is even worse, the bear is still costing them money.
The fridge buzzes with
広いな。出入り口がある。
Two cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
なるほど。で、クマは止まったのか。クレイジーなメッシュ地のタンクトップ。お。演劇。ほうほうほうほう。お。ちょっとおしゃれになったかな。なったかな。なったよね。これ階段かな。上上がっちゃうのかな。これなんだ。よしよしよし。回復アイテムだ。よかった。なんだこれ。取れた。
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a...
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spider webs, rummaging around.
Are these any good?
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest, but one catches your...
That's a rare sight.
Oh, you got the rifle.
Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martin.
He likes this find.
Seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary period. Look at all those rats.
使えるもんじゃないんだな。売るだけかな。クマは止まっちゃってる。引っこ抜いたから。
The bear's eyes are dead and empty. Ice inside the fridge slowly melting. The power has been cut off. A friendly cartoon bear. The paper still smells of vanilla and chocolate.
Good question. I know. At least it's not.
The fridge sits
止めて
empty.
も何もないか特に。
A thick layer of coal dust looks like this furnace has a face, and it's a face of agony.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace used to heat the building. It's connected. No one has used it in ages. No signs of any recent fire.
It's dark and grimy here. The echo is so prominent.
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate, see if someone's upstairs.
A lush layer of coal. You feel the spirit of Ramut Karzai, ancient hero of Gra. 3 dangerous stripes appear onto your cheek.
What are you doing? Please wipe your face clean.
No, you're a proud warrior.
Keep it. Thank you. So, where were we?
A hollow ring echoes through the furnace. Your toe hurts.
危な。 ろくなことがない。
A thick layer of coal dust covers them. It's dark. The echo is so prominent. It's impossible.
What are you doing? Wait, really? You should investigate. See if someone.
これで全部見たかな。あっち行ってみようか。無線、他に何かあった？
Only the black cable is
黒い
plugged
ケーブ
into
ルは
the
何だ？
breaker box, while the red one lies neglected. Something close to you dies with a soft.
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
広いなあ。あ、出てきた。おどっから出てきたのこれ。あ、直接入れるようになった。あ、まだこっちがある。まさかの小銭。窓か。じゃあ戻って一箇所まだ残ったよね。上に行く階段。このこっちこっち。
An iron safety curtain curves before your eyes, folded. This is directly above the central furnace in the cellar. The voice, what an odd thing to do. Nothing happens. Still nothing. No one. Those curtains prove to be surprisingly sturdy.
There must be another way to wake up whoever is in there. Maybe.
Bent metal. Broken glass. You are the destroyer. The bane of inanimate matter. Look, there's a discarded milk carton on the floor. Why don't you destroy? You're right. That's definitely not the behavior of a destroyer.
何か回復するものを持ってないかな、体力。これ体力減っちゃう。これも体力減っちゃう。まずいな。回復したい。とにかく回復したい。精神じゃなくて体力を回復したい。殴る気はやめよう。とにかく。絵はがき。絵はがき。何か回復できるものはないのか。無事でしたよ。
You broke down the back door, the wards, the door. It's all gone now. Dark psychic energy leeching onto my shop. I suppose it's all over now. Just a door? This place is cursed, Detective. They don't call it the doomed commercial area for nothing. Just look at the I hope you're happy now. Happy that you've ruined everything. Now that you've broken the...
Host Almighty, she prays. Guard me and my honest business venture from the curse that lurks behind the door. Blessed be you.
Of course you didn't. You're nothing but a policeman. All right. You know what? I'm willing to let you investigate the doomed commercial area. We ask, but before we go on, tell me, did you encounter the malignant entity?
見てない。
Yes, the malignant entity that lives inside the chimney. It takes the shape of a woman, a witch probably. I've suspected that she knows more about the curse than she lets on ever since I first saw her. Yes, I've heard that. It's enormous. She has barricaded some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask.
If you're really interested in cracking this mystery, then we should go back to the...
Despite his cool, the lieutenant's interested in solving this mystery.
Okay, but please, only a few questions. You wouldn't want to disturb the spirit. The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin
財政難
and
に陥
bankruptcy.
る呪い。恐ろしい。
Didn't that curtain just move?
It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Ever since I arrived, I've sensed an eerie, lingering presence. It's not good to talk about the curse, not in detail. The negative is...
Wow. Void.
Yes, I've contacted numerous parapsychologists. The wards help to keep the doom at bay and protect us against the darkness that lies... Oh, this! No, it's a special Himian amulet, blessed by desert pygmy shame. There are numerous spells cast throughout the store. I had the books anointed with a different inducement
そう
spell,
だ
for
やってるから売れないんだよ。
It's guaranteed to boost sales. Yes, the Simonees are very crafty, and their...
The woman looks aloof.
まずは体力を回復しに行こう。これでは死んでしまう。
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Rivershaw. The spring thaw must be here. Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat. Grey sky like great battleships, humid. Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you. Sheets of rain over the water. A flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave up the ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet. Beyond your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates. Redden La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbor. Couron, the lower middle class. A silvery curtain of rain over the houses. Capeside apartments. Tower block. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a yard. Rain falls, a traffic jam. The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftop.
I have a brother in the cut. Where the wood at?
In the rain-swept distance, above your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we are dressed for it. Let's keep moving.
あ、もうこれはいらんな。バールのようなものを装備しよう。ご飯。食べるもん売ってないかな。まずは瓶を換金して。
The tear machine stands in the... Your bottles clunk into the machine, and the money appears with a set. To the left of some croissants and juice bottle.
クロッサン買えないの?
Is this about the questions again? Because I don't...
これは食べ物買えない?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste pharmaceuticals logo.
これじゃないと.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
2個買って、
I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
でもうこれで回復満タンと危なー。でこれで余分に
Okay, here.
2個ぐらい買っとこうね。
I don't know. Let's see. Nosafed is... I don't really know what hypno... Okay, here. I hope Saint...
よし。 中に入る方法ね。
Vigilance officer?
そう、さっきの
What
ボー
can
ル、ボ
this
ール、
old
これこれこれ。
carabiner do for you?
What is this? Are you mocking us? This
Ah,
is now,
ダメだった。
No need to get angry again, René. I'm sure the officer tried his best. It's not like
The best, huh? This isn't even a bull. But fine. I guess you did attempt to right your hooliganism.
ちょっとは
Consider it forgiven.
まだ足んない 17%。
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. I'm not surprised. There are probably lots of forgotten work. As for the rifle, I don't know what else to tell you. These BM446s are an antique. No.
Officer, the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer. Oh, sweet Jenny. She was...
Do not defile her memory, Gaston.
We knew her, all right. Lived on... She was René's first girl back when the prick was 16.
And then you stole her from me.
Oh, officer. You
stole her from me.
Well, technically, you stole her from me. Because we'd been pretty close.
We were just boys then. No point starting this all over again.
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. René and I were both by...
Died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring it...
Departed. She could never make up her mind about anything.
どっちつかずのライオン中だったんですね。
Favorite color, or which one of us to marry. She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married. Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy.
He suddenly remembers you are...
Of course, officer.
お、やった。
Memories are all we have left.
引く。
Sweet, sweet Jenny. Of course, sure, officer. They are the good guys. No, thank you.
唇か。たまにはこっち振るか。これ自体をプラスすることはできないんだな。さっきこれだったっけな。扉を開けるために必要だったのは。いっとこう。よし。
Just an ordinary wall. Nothing to see here.
いやいやいや、なんかあるかな、進展は。
You're back. Good.
そうそうそうそう。
What can I help you with?
話したんだよな。
You have. And how did you like Mr. Clare? Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic. Worm-like.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. How could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not...
Intellectually speaking, it would be cool. Tell her she'll like you for it.
Oh.
The lieutenant looks at you, and you can swear. When I said, be wacky, I didn't mean what.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this... Did he now?
Oh.
Well, then it should be any day now.
Perhaps he is.
Of course, Detective. Until then, is there anything It's quite straightforward. Someone is using Terminal B to smuggle raw ingredients from...
Ingredients for what?
Meth and dextroamphetamine, GBL and various synthetic psychedelics. Honestly, yes. After they clear the terminal, we lose track.
While Pine seems to be well apprised of the local drug trade, ma'am. Do you mean to say the union also...
We're in logistics. It's our business to know. And no, yes, but you won't get anything out of Everard and the Dock Workers Union. Unlikely, officer. I'm talking about the lorries. Once the ingredient... Perhaps you've noticed that a number of lorries are tangled in a trap...
Her irises are light green, like the river Esperance.
I'll be explicit. If you find this driver, I will No. We asked East Motor Track to raise the drawbridge. The road company... This is a limited time opportunity. Once thousands of litres of raw ingredients will...
Well, at least this solves...
What is that, Lieutenant?
Why I had to call East Motor Track and beg them to open a drawbridge for me.
I am sorry for the inconvenience, Lieutenant Kisaragi, but we need them trapped here. This is a unique opportunity. We did. On more than one occasion.
We know the company has launched its own probe into the union's alleged involvement. We also know it's come...
Well, here's your chance, officers. How do you think they're financing this strike? There are thousands of unpaid dock workers going...
There was a shakedown of local businesses preceding the strike.
With all due respect to these desert cacti, the contents of a few cash registers... Precisely. Smuggled out of that very gate at night, most likely, then loaded onto lorries.
It sounds like she tried looking into it herself, though she's clearly not the type your typical lorry man would confide in.
Yes? Excellent. According to my reports, there are at least 3 It may come to nothing, or it may just blow the case. In the meantime, let me know if there's any other way I may be of assistance. This...
Yes, reality is an experimental side case.
How truly curious. A sort of philosopher detective.
Are they now?
A deep synthesis. I'll assist you however I can.
All right, we're in. I know these all look good, but begin with the first, okay?
一番上から始めるんだ。行くぞ。
We're in Martinez, baby. A casual term of endearment popular among the 50-plus crowd. Aren't we all? Martinez is a district of Revachol. You would be excused for not knowing about it. Unimportant I'm not a good ambassador. I've only been here once before. This place used to be a province. It's not really a sea, it's the Bay of Revachol. And yes, we're on an island...
Known to the early Revacholians as vast, lukewarm...
Caillou, as you already know. Imagine a pebble. A smooth...
It is clear this pebble and to humanity at large.
Revachol? The great kind.
As if it's self-explanatory.
History detective. They built the nations of the Occident, or migrant workers from in the DeLorean century. 308. They say it's where the terrible questions of our time, by that I mean conflicts. We are standing on a fertile, self-sufficient island, able to sustain up to 200 million people. I think it's fair to say so. Martin.
A collection of tall ghosts behind the water vapor.
22 kilometers from the center of the world. That soldering iron is the bank of the world building.
Silence. The water, the light. There is no recognition. Only the immensity of the sea.
We are where we are.
Oh.
I have no truer answer to give, unfortunately.
This is one thought you need.
Was there something else you wanted to know? I remember something about a
This has been informative. Thank you, ma'am. I'm sure my memory-impaired partner has... Might I suggest not asking them all right now? Monsieur...
Absolutely. My commitment here is long-term.
It's better not to eat all your candy at once.
Indeed. I'm always at your service.
低いな。
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. Of course, detective.
また後日にしよう。これを聞くのは。オートセーブだ。この人。よいしょ。
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
特にないな。このアパート入って、他入ってないとこあったっけな。見たよね。
Give me a moment.
見た。もう見た。ここは開いてないんだな。もう見た。こっちも見たよね。あれこれ見たっけ？見たね。ないのか。こう今出たところでしょ。こっちのバルコニーは知らないな。おお、こんなところに出るんだ。あ、さっきの女の子。
Ooh, the piggies have learned how to saunter up staircases. I didn't think you could do that with hooves. Yeah, I can see that.
That smell coming from her paint bucket. It's not paint.
Red-dyed heavy fuel oil, intended for exclusive use in government vehicles.
What did you think I was using? Aquarels? Sucked it out of a cop's fuel tank myself. Back in Jamrock. Something to think about next time you're driving around in your pretty little piggy carriage.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
Can't you tell? I haven't really started it yet.
Yeah? Lying is cool.
扉入れないか。お、なんか出たぞ。ここは？入れるじゃん。これどこ繋がってんだ？なんだここは。最近ほど誰か寝ている。あ、なるほど。お、ズボンだ。労働者用ジーンズ。 黄色いパンツを履き替えられるか。ケツしか書いてない。神のケツ。振り返ればケツ。なんだなぁ。才覚かな。反応速度変な嫌だよな。黄色いまま行こう。じゃあこの建物も一応全部見たな。そこのバルコニーはないから。なんだっけ。
The spread pattern of these bullet holes make you peer into the faded marks. Your chest feels tight looking at them. It's closing in, caving in, ever tighter.
You okay there? You were looking pale there for a second. What are you looking at? Bullet holes generally look the same, so... But you're right. More old bullet holes from the revolution. Plenty.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails hold...
That's probably the door Eva mentioned. We still...
マニーニャ。マニーニャって誰だっけ。まだ死体ぶら下がってるよ。あ、見た目変わったような気がするけど、死体の。気のせいかな。一緒かな。口が悪いな、このガキは。こっち側見たかな。
This coin-operated viewer is facing southwest. A thick layer of graffito covers the lens. Under the graffito, you noticed the church looks old. Around the large wooden building, you see... This coin-operated viewer is facing south. Your money disappears into the coin slot. The curtains on the display open. You lean in to catch the view. It's blurred. The lenses shift. The ghost sharp. It looks as if it was abandoned quite...
Really? I don't have the eyesight to make it up.
まあ経験値をもう金で買ったと思う。この辺聞いたな。誰かあっちの。なんかあるかな。
A rusted control panel with loose... This panel usually closes the water lock. A crumpled billboard read... The sign billboard has fallen on the water lock, keeping it open, and thus out of order. Judging by the size of the impact and the parallel lines of... Side slip marks indicated that the vehicle was traveling up the crater at 35 kilometers an hour. The black marks on the roof indicate that the vehicle vaulted from the crater to the roof of the shack. The panel served as a takeoff ramp. The vehicle soared through the air, hitting the billboard and upsetting. The sign broke the vehicle's fall into the canal. The Salmon Butter billboard still within the past 72 hours. Still speeding, the vehicle made a loop and vanished into the fog along the coast. There are two good candidates. The Caprice 40, it's about the right size. The Caprice 40 is a very sturdy but light motor carriage. More likely than the Linear G, you'd have to follow the tracks to be sure. The lieutenant looks on.
なるほど。Q さんなんか喋りたかった。
Any theories about what happened here? What kind of car do you think it was? That's quite likely, from what I can tell. Oh. I suppose that narrows it down somewhat. Fortunately, we are not traffic cops. Should we get back to the murder? If we must.
I'm not expecting him.
あ、今のタスクは
Yes.
あ、しまった。今の勝負をし損ねた。
Yes.
58% のやりたかったな。
The crumpled salmon and butter billboard still soaks in it. The lieutenant looks up. What a shirt. All other shirts pale in comparison to the muscular man with antlers and immense... A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps. You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags. Why? What's this? A headless man.
Oh, that's the headless phone rider. The headless phone rider. It's an urban 50 cents. Bargain price. I'll throw in the tiny cap too. I think he's looking for it, or something. That part, did I mention that this figurine is supposed to be lucky? Always carry it with.
That was a very smooth salesman's. The boomboxes wait on the shelves, and your boombox, that gold and amber Harman Waushi, stares at you longingly with its tape reel eyes.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Traffic? I'm sorry, officer, but I don't drive. Now that I think about it, I do remember hearing a thunderous noise the other night.
That sure narrows down our list of suspects.
He shakes his head, slowly.
The Koldima Madakwa? Sorry, I would never have guessed that you were that interested in ultrasonic sounds. Or birds, for that matter. That's fair. It's been a long time since my cold. This was before. You know, cool or not. We thought we did. We got together all these recordings of unusual sound patterns. Unfortunately, I don't have any recordings from my... Oh.
Do we really have time for this?
This recording comes from down the coast. Wasn't looking to... Keep in mind, I have to slow this one down enough to make sounds well over 200...
As the hum grows louder, modulating, but not good, not good. You're about to start suffocating. You have to stop this. There's a growing sense of dread. The sound is coming from inside you. but he nods to you reassuringly, just as more diverse, higher-pitched sounds.
Gulls and skewers. But
That's it. The signal in the noise. A low range of sounds is easier to handle with a focal point, but still troubling. You
know, now that I've listened to it on these new speakers, it's not the cold amount.
危ねえ、死ぬぞ。いろんな事件があるね。
Keep coming back! That's good, officer! Keep browsing those clothes, keep saving that economy!
The speakers below are banged up and worthless. The sneakers triumph over them. They're the star of the show here.
The shine on these sunglasses lasts a lifetime, officer. 100% guaranteed. Everything's still cool here, officer.
ダメだ。こいつは何かあると思えない。これで街のなんていうか左半分は見たかなマップ左半分ってここか。
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up? Ah, man, me and narcotics go, but those days are behind me.
Just be straight with it.
We have a credible lead, sir. Someone on the...
Not me, man. No way. I don't need any trouble. Gotta guard the stuff. Bosses don't look...
A rhymesmith? This is quite credible.
Look, man, I try to stay away from the criminal under...
We wouldn't say he's lying, sire.
これはきつい。これもきつい。共感か概念か上げるしかないか。
An old monument stand. The woman still has her eyes.
If you want her attention, you may need to be more forceful.
Where am I? Who are you? Never mind. I remember now. I'm still stuck in that. The men have the small jaws and everything is made out of plastic. Why do you need plastic when you back in Mefka during the time of the revolution? Until you came along, that this is Gabriel Buenguerro.
A strikingly handsome man looks straight at you. This man's got a hold over her. Even
He was the biggest star of his day. Someone was. They are someone's memories, boy. They're beautiful. I wasn't dreaming. I was there. While you, people, were tearing...
the Republic of Mesk is a massive confederation on the Isola of Mu.
Why not, Harife? It's not like I have anything better to do. Of course not. To truly understand...
The Boyadero, Boya for short, is a cat.
It's an old ballad about a young girl who falls in love. Of course not. The Boyadero returns from the western...
In the background, you can hear the orchestra swell as the screen fills.
So the Boyadero strangles his beloved and throws her body in the maggot. You have to understand. A true Boyadero needs a whole...
What if to truly love a boyadero.
Diamonds? Of course not. But wouldn't it be whatever stupid things they put in the lorry, I imagine? I quit concerning myself with that a long time ago. Besides, I don't drive the lorry.
She says that as if something narcotic is the real reason.
Oh, it's so much more than a high where I...
Yeah, it's definitely some kick. Some terrible kicking.
Then it's contraband, Lowman. What? Do you want to take an old woman in?
Bad hand. Hermenegildos' bad hand strangled 300 people. What can I say? Some people...
She's just a distracted old woman.
So he doesn't...
You hear that, Lowman? I don't think your partner likes you spending... Oh, don't worry about me. I'm one of the best Lomonosos land who does not...
A terrible cold comes over her, rattling.
The Transcatlia Magistral. You for 1A. Adestrada. You're right, Lowman. I'm the one who should take my...
A correct appraisal. You're quite...
Is that all you woke me up to say? What do I need drugs for, Lowman? What I see, what I feel, the great yes. There is a protagonista.
Those epithets are familiar. I don't like the sound of any of that. Sounds like a horrible drug. The worst.
Then what were you?
Maybe if she thought you're corrupt.
Who the fuck is Irad? Ah, and what do I care about the union boss? He's no Gabriel. He's no Franco Negro. He's not even Hermenegildos. Maybe. Probably not. Makes no difference to me either way. Just this month I made half a dozen trips from Saramiriza to Grat. And the U for 1A. No, Lowman, diamonds. Easy. Is the skinny man who thinks he's a poet.
That's correct. There is no visibility.
Diamonds are good for you, Lowman. Where do you want me to go? Or I can just...
I think we're done here, no?
Yes, go.
お、何がつくかな。いちいち絵がなんか怖いな。運動能力が学習上限が、あ、ズームアウト距離 20%。あ、これはなんかいいっすね。おお、だいぶ遠くまで見れるようになった。
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows are clear.
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again? Oh man, oh my god, man. Thanks for that, but no. Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick the strike. I'd have been apples. Yeah,
Bingo.
apples.
He's given you the runaround. Let's be honest.
Drugs? They're shit, man. I don't let anything but you know where that shit comes from? So they know they can't beat us in a fair fight.
There's your in. Take his side in this particular fight. He eyes you warily. And damn, it didn't work. You should have signaled you're a nationalist.
I don't know shit. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you. What do you think? I can't leave the lorry unguarded?
There was a bunch of spilled boxes in the back of a big lorry nearby.
Yeah, I knew that guy. He was an honest driver who loved this country. We were happy since he left. I haven't had anyone. It's a fucking travesty is what it is. Isn't it obvious? Fucking Sealang. That beady-eyed South Samaran. His little side business is a scam. I wouldn't be surprised if he was... That's the one.
Oh.
His tribe are... Is your man alright? 100%.
I wouldn't be so sure about it. Not in...
Guess so.
回復薬を買わないと。
The tear machines, your bottles clunk into.
これだっけ?
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles.
Okay, here. I don't really know what hypnogamma. Okay, here. Okay, here. I hope. Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes sure.
ここだ。お前が怪しいって聞いたぞ。
Everything's still cool here, officer. Drugs? I don't go in for that, officer. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are excellent. Mwah! Tasty drugs. That's very cool. A lot of the coolest detectives do drugs.
Sir, it appears to be true. No drugs in sight. Not in the box.
That's even cooler. You investigating that and all? But
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't.
who said that? It's the fat racist, right? I bet it's him. He hasn't.
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work harder, and he's an asshole.
Realizing he can't get out of it.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day. Nothing.
And what?
Crowd. You know, the drug crowd. Shush, please. There's bad people doing bad things here. That's all I know. Please, don't get me into this mess. I spent 15. It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady driver. You're better off staying away from her. The way they talk about her.
Eh?
She's
Interesting. Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. Maybe. If she is.
It could be. She was strange.
I don't know. I don't know all of them. I don't.
Who exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't hang out. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a punch.
だいぶ増えたな。
You can walk away from here with funky sunglasses, detective.
なんだ、女ドライバーってあのばあちゃん以外にいたかな。
Still here, stuck in this damn jam, my man.
これ今日
I don't want to talk about that.
あれ
Man, I was hoping it isn't gonna be her. All I can say is, she isn't around here anymore. She isn't. I did it, man.
It's true. We would have caught a lie.
Thank God I don't know. People here call her the lady driver. She kept her name a secret. A friend? An acquaintance. I don't know. She was the only, a youngish woman.
What color hair?
Blue and violet. Died.
青と紫。
It was violet when she...
Then she may have dyed it again.
Damn, I don't want to... Please just let it go.
We can't just...
That's how it always is with you, isn't it? All part of the investigation.
It won't come to that. We won't...
I don't believe you. I just can't, man. I'm not... She's got the darkness in her. That young...
She shared this with you?
Yes. Which is why I don't want to snitch on her. It's snitching, man. I know. I heard the rumors. I saw the other drivers looking at me strange when we talked. And she told me, too, that she's had a violent life.
Did this violent life include drug...
Well, it looks like it did now. But we didn't talk about that. We talked about the way it worked.
The pain it was causing her.
Fuck, man. Go grill someone else with these questions, okay?
He's right. There are other options. But push Tommy and it will break his heart and his spirit. Don't expect you to be pals.
You're not gonna put a bullet in your head if you blow it, are you?
I wouldn't be. Imagine it. An explosion of stars. Goodbye world of men, money,
強引に聞けるかな。聞いてみよう。
I thought you were a different kind. Here.
The keys to a motor lorry.
Her lorry's still here. Down past the Statue of Philippe. The cabin is green. You can get in there with these. That's all I need.
When did she leave?
Last Friday. No. I don't know. She left them to me. Because she trusted me.
The other drivers would have to tow it.
If they break in, they would find what's hidden in it.
I bet you are. Nah. I need to think my own thoughts now. Pray forgiveness for my sins. Go.
緑のトラック、この辺の動けん。これか、これだ。
This screen found A to Z contemporary.
This is the one our men pointed to.
The glass on the side windows is tinted and covered with dust. The door is locked. There's no picking this. You push the key into the lock and the smell of cigarettes and perfume welcomes you. The cabin inside is plastered with old movie posters. Actresses smile. These are movie posters. One of them particularly catches your... There's definitely perfume in the air. It's spicy, the remnants of a sweet juniper-scented perfume. The actress is draped in a sheath dress, one of her shoulders bare. Wait, doesn't she? This is Tijon, she wasted away in a drug den called The Actresses and the Rare Actor. All smile you a warm goodbye. You wedge yourself under the steering wheel to get a better look, but one odd detail does catch your eye. A piece of sandpaper adds extra grip.
Sandpaper? A novel technique?
The movie stars are still smiling from the walls. A metallic drawer slides out from the seat. It's empty. It's an issue of Petit Ferique. It looks like an article ripped out from a radio enthusiast magazine. These formulas look oddly painful.
The Ulan frequency system? I've never heard of that before. I know of FM, AM, UK.
It's an issue of It looks like these forms.
The Ulan frequency system?
The pull-out toolkit slides back into its nest. The rest is as it was. It looks like the frequency dial is absent. It requires...
Strange. There are so many radio stations saved here. Must be all...
It has to be an advanced model to fit so many frequencies next to each other without blending them together.
No, that's on 78.9. What? I happen to have committed the frequency to memory. For contacting an entire fleet of lorrymen, for example. This is all shortwave. Looks like we are dealing with an impressive organizational...
A 20-kilometer radius at least.
Doesn't look like it. It's completely inoperable without the dial key.
The smell of 1,000 cigarettes, some dead actresses, and you close the rusty...
Great. I think we got everything. A word, detective? Before... Alright, we've finished here. Let's quickly debrief and go over what we found. So honestly, I'm quite worried by what we've seen so far. I'm especially intrigued by that radio transmitter, particularly the sheer number of stations you can connect. Looks like this alleged drug trade casts a wide net. I'm not sure what the Ulan frequencies are all about, but they may hold some significance. Perhaps it's a better way to connect between fleets while as elegant as they are.
Don't be fooled. Desire always plays a role.
Yes, well...
Unimportant.
We didn't find anything conclusive linking them to the smuggling operation. My suggestion is, we use it against the Union in any way we can, to our own ends. We should return to the murder case, see what Joyce tells us about the lynching. When we are done for the day, there are more than enough grounds to start an official investigation. Sometimes the fact that one hasn't started already gives me pause. An investigation, I mean. Especially if the Madrid group, all the same, I don't like the idea of internal affairs descending on the matter. Debrief over.
よいしょ。だいぶこれは進んだな。ジョイスに報告に入る。
Right to work! Right to...
So, how'd you like our harbor? It's but a rest area on the back. Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye. Like the mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such? What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Your dead guy was an enemy combatant. He was an agent of the opposition. Attempting. I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me.
He's not lying.
Understood. This has been of limited.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad. A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open? Of course, I got you. I got that key right here. Let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say. I knew this man was a commie. And it's a good... What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the whirling in rags.
Okay, but where did you...
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about none of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like...
Who he is and what they're fighting for?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant. They're sort of like you. We're negotiating our share. Aye. This stuff, they already covered. It's not enough. Not enough to get ahead. More about all of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board. I think it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer. I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes...
By that, you mean corrupt?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a hut. The old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world. No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all, even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't. I have nothing against communists. They are honorable boyaderos. But my own code serves me well. If my code starts failing, a code can fail a man as well as a man can fail a code. See, I am primarily a lazy person. Sure, I've had the necessary free time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude, that of a noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. No. No. The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide.
どうしようかな。もう社長のところに行くと、社長とか組合長のところに行くとめんどくさいなと思って。お姉ちゃんは話すことは増えてないかな。
Is this about the question?
増えてないね。うん。まだ死体のとこ行ってないな。もう一回死体のとこ行ってこい。で、この2日目は死体のところを見れば しなかっ
You
た。
see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. Hard to say. Cop habit. You look at this isn't case related, you think.
42%か。これホワイトだ。まあ、また行けばいいか。えい。
No.
残念。
These tracks are not interesting at all.
あ、屋根の上にタバコ吸ってるあのお姉さんがいるの。今気づいたぞ。
There are several footprints in the mud, left by workmen.
お、よしよし、だいぶよくなった。
Anywhere from 6 to 12 peers have walked here. Wow.
これでも負ける
Still
の。
not doing it. You're bad at this. Maybe you keep failing
記録やった。
because you
はい、好き。
suck.
我ながら弱すぎるな。
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below isn't.
いまだに下ろしてもらえないな。
Fuck does Kuno care?
いやー、死にそうだけど、なんか話してみるか。
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck do you want with it? Yeah, Kuno doesn't know shit about that. That shit is beneath Kuno. Listen, listen. Kuno could hook you up with some sweet rags. Shit like Kuno.
You'd have to be blind not to notice the giant white letters F-A-L-N running down his trouser leg.
Pig, these are found modulars. Liquid fit, performance crotch. Believe it, you need this shit.
These could drastically improve your coach physical instrument endorses these pants. They will also make you into an idiot.
Look, Kuno ain't seen shit lying around.
The lieutenant remains silent.
Alright, Piggo, shit's rolling.
Don't do business with the pig, Kuno.
As you can see, Kuno and C don't trust you. Can't do business without trust.
There's more to his distrust than being
The fuck? A mug in the trash? Is this about... Yeah, Kuno sees where this is going.
I can't hear you, Kuno. Speak louder, Kuno.
Shit, that's tense. Someone's going to the beatdown. Kuno doesn't know who put that shit in there.
Stop turning into a pig, Kuno. They're trying to get you hooked on the snitching.
Yeah, get your bacon shit away. Kuno doesn't like to be seen with the popo. Get your shit done and out of Kuno's face. Look at that fucking shit. Fuck does Kuno know?
The lieutenant takes.
It's a trap, Kuno.
Don't know. Keep that guy.
Kit is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese.
The fuck does this have to do with the Kuno?
You were expecting relaying this information to Kit to be more rewarding, right? Telling him you found out she isn't a gardener. You know what you should pour? Alcohol. If you don't want, seems kind of boring now. Going back to. What was this about? Some yard?
That's just some shit roofing gimps left behind.
There it is. That strange feeling again. As if there was more than meets the...
In an eye. Fuck are you talking about? Ask.
They're trying to make you feel...
You glance again at the roofing material in front of the shack.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno. Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Fucking right, pig. Kuno's filling bathtubs with that shit. Kuno's a kingpin. Fuck no, pig. Kuno ain't dealing to the popo. Not doing the pork pen for your sad speed habit. You don't know Kuno.
belying the act. He's actually telling the truth. Or at least 0.0. He's got to at least know a sword. You need to befriend him first.
The fuck about it? You're testing. Get lost! Kuno doesn't.
Well, done.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. I come from the woods, good Davidu. You don't want to.
Don't be traumatizing here. Get the.
これで終わりか。会話にならんな。この人屋上でタバコ吸ってたな。
The door is closed. Still nothing. The lieutenant gives you a quick. This door can open. Still, the lieutenant gives you. Still, the lieutenant gives you.
どれ地下室の鍵があるから見てみるかな。
Just an ordinary room. Nothing to see here.
何かあんのかな。
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the uphold. The door is slick with rain. In fact, it's you knock silently.
I guess no one is in. Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for. But apparently working with the local union boss. I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But on the other hand, we could just leave and tell Evrard we opened the door. No one seems to be Yes, presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there.
The door is right here. You can just open it. Besides, if you never open it, you're never gonna find out.
ドアを開けないままっていう手もありなのか。まあでも中に何があるか知りたいよね。
You try to be as silent as you can. Finally, the door unlocks with a small. Well, buddy, you opened it. No, there's nothing else to do than to leave, and only curiosity could account for. As you hold the open door, you can.
あ、入っちゃった。入ってしまいましたよ。うわ。
This is the flag of Revachol. The suzerain. This isn't just one sun, but it's an optical atmospheric anomaly. The first.
The tenant is an old-fashioned guy.
The lieutenant does not bow to the. It is not my flag, he thinks.
Oh, 綺麗なシャツ。暗示が減るのか。暗示は減るのは嫌だな。違う、こっちだな、取ったの。お、よし、論理、数字に強い。これはいいんじゃないか、これよりは。演劇。 お、これで見た目さっぱりした。まあ黄色い手袋があれですが。
A row of mugs sits on the shelf. Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning amidst mysterious symbols. A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's...
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much...
There's the missing tin soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever lives here might have... And now they've drawn the ire of the...
An interesting little clue. Let's see where this goes. Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Who knows? I'm not expecting too much.
You could ask Evra who this... A row of mugs sits on...
これか。
Master Investigator, you just can't keep yourself away from locked and hidden. Attaboy, the world's secrets were made for you.
いっぱい増えたな。シャムロック歩き。ほう。
Trying to sneak up on me again?
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope.
All around you, rain keeps falling down. On the wooden boards she's standing on, and...
Sadly, I need this one myself. It's what I can do for you is answer some questions. Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered? It doesn't really matter. And I do apologize. In any case, it's a relief to know some...
If there is an investigation, it...
Of course, detectives. In any case, I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation...
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced, they were dispatched after I...
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply... Absolutely not. These
Who are they?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, they wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman. While he was drunk and separated from his... He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched. Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the... It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military...
What is the nature of it?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants. It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect. If you don't pin this on someone good, and do it fast...
The Debarders have over 2,000 men. It will be a...
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant?
The Serai's giant hornet, the world's second largest insect, can kill...
These men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable. As I said, a bloodbath. Too many things have already gone wrong. nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens. All we can do is keep that which is not from following suit. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers, that the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman.
The lieutenant consults his note.
We haven't heard any reports about an assault.
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gate. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest...
You meet her soon enough, you feel?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small scale.
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCA.
Then we're on the same page. As grim as it may be. Not much. Their public resume is relatively... They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman...
Meaning they're used to operating in one.
Yes. All the good conflict corridors. Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Island. I wouldn't go as far as to use that term, detective. Yes.
Feels like there's a good response here.
Sadly, no. If you still have access to the ICP's database...
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is charged with
Do you know a lot about the inner working?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCN. I have. And they will. However, these orders take... If you mean did I see him alive? Yeah, Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full... One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well.
What would you say was his eye color? The deceased.
She closes her eyes, trying to...
I can't remember.
The lieutenant was testing her, asking a small detail first to see if she knew him better.
That's all right, ma'am. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which.
What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it. Through the injury. They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out. For one, they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do. To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
あいつらか。なるほど。
One is obviously
92%で負けたらどうしようかと思った。
at the harbour gates. The one chanting the idiotic slogans, the other has a vantage point in a building south of the roundabout. They were keeping
That may be so. I still hope you heed...
For all your talk of averting this catastrophe,
Of course it bothers me, Lieutenant.
your concern may be appearances. Ours is keeping the peace.
Would afford a good vantage point.
あの最初のお姉さんかもしかして。
It's practically inaccessible.
Where is your radio for contacting them, if I may ask? Do you have an ear?
Heavens no. I'm not an undercover agent. There's a short wave at this... I hope I can answer it better. Until the executions start. Truthfully, I don't know.
They don't report their progress to...
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they can... It's a matter of days, not weeks. I am sorry to have been the bearer of bad news. More lessons in basic reality? My favourite part of the day. Go ahead. These are unimportant times, Detective. For the big time. The revolution. It's quite easy. Those would be the communists. Oh, and the anarchists. Did they ever? Before they got... Yes. The Red Deluge. Oh, lots of people. Even the king got shot in the head. Or thrown beneath a horse. The real king abdicated and lived out a long and productive life as a venture capitalist. Yes. King Guillaume had a note. Him and tens of thousands of the liberals got the mineral rights. And liberals are usually middle-class people, Detective. Or some were rich enough to stay. They didn't win so much.
She's one of them. Of course.
To foreign intervention. The coalition. The liberals took everything that wasn't nailed to the ground. The coalition of nations. Grad. The moralists believe in keeping everything, at least not in the same. This is their zone of...
The color of moralism is blue. The official motto of Moral Inter.
Of course. Not easy to be the turn of the century revolution. The revolution began. It wasn't a who, but a what. It made people overthrow their government. Indeed. Zerat is a highly infectious micro-org from Revachol and Grad. Not far. Why? You and I, officer.
Something tells you her life and yours.
A city-state divided into free market zones.
The clatter of typewriter keys fill.
The zone of control is the third incarnate modernity. They
51 minus 8 equal.
Time flies. The 20s saw a decade of urban war. West of the 30s. Things settled down in the 30s. No. It was a market mirage fueled by cocaine and welcome to reality, baby.
For her to be where she is, Wild Pines Group must have picked the right.
They picked the winning side. Perhaps it wouldn't have turned out that way had I been in charge. I would have sided with the cannons. If you'd seen the 10 of the 14 Indo-tribes. Good question. What would you have done differently? You and everyone else. But that's got nothing to do with they are what they are. Anyway.
Not so fast. Who is she in all this? Ask her who she is. She owes you an answer. She won't maneuver her way out of this one.
I am the vilest of the vile. A trade. I am an ultra. An ultra-liberal. It's a type of liberal. From the revolution. It's no. Not like me. I am the nether creature. Are you liberated enough to offer up your home on a plate for fine?
In her green eyes you see a mixture of truth and self. Forgive her, but only because you like pearlescent teeth and those light green eyes.
A devil, who being of great charm and guile sneaketh...
Beneath her waterproof raincoat and silk shirt is a body imbibed in numb 12 perfume. You are suddenly and...
Steal, kill, and destroy. That they say we've been doing for over 4... In any case, I'm glad we can remain collegial despite my scaly bulk. And my perverse... When the dust settled, the liberals were the only ones left to clean up the mess. By virtue of their survival, with due respect to our overlord.
While a gentle wind sweeps the streets.
I would not have relinquished sovereignty to the coalition. Then for my daughters, we...
Dark orange flames reflect in her green eyes. And...
Perhaps...
You're no dummy yourself.
A smart boy getting smarter. On basic term of reality. Yes. I suppose I am.
Seditious talk, man.
Yes. Whatever else I am. I'm also a mother. And a wife. Now, shall we return to reality? A bird? A sphenicid? A flightless bird of the polar... Ah! This or two. A pre-revolutionary tenement. Old buildings. This one used to be mostly the urban middle class, I believe. This was...
Splat, splat.
You could be wrong, but from here it appears as if she...
Wonderful. The girl in the old lady rags. Looks like a sullen and rebellious member. Yes, you and I belong to the supraculture, which she prefers a fantasy world, an infraculture with its own dress code and vernacular. Young people who dye their hair funny colors and wear old people. All right, what next? Glad to have been of assistance. The little...
レベルアップが2ポイントあるか。 どうしよっかな。スキル勝負できそうなやつ。仕掛けだ。ああ、これいまだに四角ね。青いやつが弱いな。概念化か。概念化なんかいくつかあんな。概念化と習字学やってみるか。2つとも概念化と習字学。これ振って少しはあと10ポイントでスキルも上がるじゃん。どこだ。少しは楽になったのあるかな。まだ手強いか。不可能って少し難しい。不可能、もはや全然ダメだな。意味があるのかってぐらい厳しいな。
There, working class drunk. You cracked it. All in a good day's work. What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is. Yes, and you found him. Didn't she repeatedly tell you her husband isn't Missindo? There's no need for champagne.
これ旦那でいいのか。
Excuse me? I don't know. The most talkative one? The what now? No, you're not. Don't think that way. God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing. Very well then. Where is he? Excuse me? Right, 'cause working class women come with...
Remember, about that what. Never ever say what.
You were right. I do have...
Ah, Bland. Knew it.
No, he's not. Or maybe he is. I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
She sighs.
Alright, go ahead. Honestly, not that different from you. Oh, thank God, no. It hasn't come... Well, he's... What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to... I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining. Yesterday morning, he went to the library. Because we talked about this.
Gone for around 36. She turns away from you.
So you are going...
She genuinely wants you to know.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure...
I'm sure he will too.
I will. Of course, officer. Yes, right. What about...
She gives you a short nod.
Don't 事件を引き受けてしまうな。この中にいないのかな。お前じゃないの。違った。
Looks like The circus left town, but the clowns are still here. Yeah, by friends.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
You heard the man. Right here. Yeah. I will oil it, Murder Machine. We got weapons of our own. We got Esther 50s. I guess we're gonna see.
That was an unsure phrasing.
Yeah. Like you've been up against, sir. You haven't even seen the whole... So are the local gangs. Yeah. What are they now, huh?
These people are trained military professionals with...
No, they're not. They're... The fuck is that supposed to mean?
We're not bees. We're men.
Easy, E. He's trying to phase you. What are you trying to... Big fucking surprise. What do you mean? Okay. We don't need you. Or...
Last gun or not, you're going to need help.
Okay. I accept the offer.
I've got nothing to say to you. What?
You keep coming.
Save the economy? That sounds off. The speakers below are banged up and worthless.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
58%どっかゴブゴブ
Start
やっ
with
た
a little compliment, then work your way up.
Oh, okay.
After all this mess, the broken seals, lying,
An investment? What kind of investment? I hear you, officer. What kind of a sum are we talking about here?
はあどうしようかなたった10でいいのかな
Sounds like a fair deal all around.
お妥当な価格
Corruption.
it's just like bus or seagull. A kid
汚職だって一言言われた
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin.
Now, that's enough fun with the foldable headlights. I know they are messed.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Right.
10-4, come in. Fireworker.
Wait, before you say anything stupid, think it through. You're going to be looking at a straitjacket if you tell.
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12. What? What? He wants to verify. But of course, it says tell him to stop. What do you need, sir? Oh, 10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. I will not have you talk to me in the... What? He seems intoxicated.
Mullen's drunk and emotionally... Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics.
10.
You probably don't want to continue.
No, sir, I haven't. 10-4.
Does he actually...
He asked if...
For God's sake!
Sir, satellite... So, was there anything else? Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10, over.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
この人に聞いてはもう無理かな
Just a second. Sylvie, yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective?
お、そっか、街灯は見つけたんだ。
Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. You had your things on. The disco, well... You tried to jam... I am sorry about that. Anything else, Detective? No, absolutely not.
危ない危ない危ない。これで死んだんだな。コーヒー誘って断られて気力がゼロになるっていうひどい話だ。
Anything else I can add you with? 50
In the cabin, you see a set.
経験値はどこでレベルアップじゃないかな。そうね、あと5ポイントね。夜の9時に間に合わないのつらいな。
Looking for something odd?
この上に行くと暗くなっちゃうしな。9時までに間に合うといいんだけどな。
Unpromising race pupil returns. He does not so much as glance at the object. Stop showing me your pathetic cup. I have no interest in it. I am not the first. The hardy manlets are on the pay of the company. Now leave me be. I must luxuriate in the... The file cabinet stands steady as ever, and the unlocked drawer slides out. The drawer slides shut. This is the night watchman's booth.
悩んでやることないのか。どういう作りだ。アナアパート、ああそうだ。アナアパートの中からこの青いの見れるのか。行ってみよう。あ、間違えた。奥に行きたかった。
Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like... Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm all...
Mr. Dubois, a pleasure as always. You don't have to sit down this time, since you've already sat on that chair. Ah, yes, your side investigation. Thank you. You've got some spirit clearing up...
Actually, he refuses to discuss it further. It's probably just a small nuisance to him.
I'm very glad to hear that, Harry.
Oh.
One question. You didn't actually happen to stumble in and see what's inside the...
There is no way to sway this man in any direction. He is unsuggestible.
Just as I thought. Culturally antiquated mug collection. What a weasel. Now let's get down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Racist mugs in the trash and in the apartment? I have so much confidence in the ability of your organization.
Yes, yes. Do you think...
Oh, no. Believe me, Harry, he's a nobody. But he does live nearby. Maybe it's a pedantic weasel.
Would he? I'm not so sure.
Oh, you're too kind, Harry. Way too kind. I know I'm not a real police officer. By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the one...
You mean
a security contractor? Can you imagine that? I'm talking beasts. Hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisu. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical, and so is the village. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in... Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my... But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think one of them got downright suicidal. Getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't...
By negotiator, you...
Harry... What you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill. There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people...
That sounds a bit...
They're like you guys. Idealistic people.
Again.
So these idealists...
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this... He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinez boys, tough and gritty. How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E. These guys turn up and start beating people.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security...
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen. Of course, you're always one step ahead of me, Harry. I'm no genius. Tribunal? That sounds serious, Harry. We Union men should be shitting ourselves. I wish you hadn't told...
He's clearly happy about the tribunal.
Oh, Harry, what do I really think about the tribunal?
He wants you to do more things for him.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with hers. Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever, work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and... But of course, it's the least I can do for my good friend.
You can now go and tell Titus about this.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real. I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real.
The lieutenant watches you pocket the bank.
Good boy. A real team player. Now, do you have any more questions? Was it a good tour? I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinez. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left.
A man of the left. So he's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
Perfect, Harry. That's perfect. My version of the left is not against the company.
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it.
It depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was...
But, he thinks, it's...
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, Well, I'm gonna hand you the keys to Martin A.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he...
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martin A's. It will be righteous. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry. On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it.
Water drips from the eaves. A woman looks at her freshly tarred skiff. There's a pair...
They are just gonna have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martin A's is the most important. We're gonna build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up, and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people. You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here, you need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the water. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I know we can do business together. Most certainly, Harry. By all means, Harry. What's on your mind? See you soon, debardeur.
だいぶ増えたぞ。視覚計算は入れなきゃダメだな。9時に間に合うかな？間に合いそうだな。
The payphone hangs mutely on the wall. There is...
あ、こっちじゃない。体力が足りなければ耐久力にポイントを入れろって書いてあったな。耐久力振ると体力増えるのかな。これ1が大丈夫かな。
Hell no. I'm just an honest scab. I won't have talk like that. Fucking bug.
I'm going to interpret that as a yes. There's a tribunal, and it will...
How about you fuck off now, huh?
Okay, of course.
There could be weapons aiming at us right now, somewhere above, in the buildings. The other merc. Don't push. The man's breathing steadies, but his eyes are still narrow. Slowly, he's trying to get his right.
やっぱり傭兵だ。もう一人、女。こいつは違うやな。やっぱりあれだよな。上の女の人の気がするんだよな。人増えたね。夜になってと増えるんだな。
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
The door is closed. This door can still knock. The lieutenant gives you.
ダメだ。じゃあ足跡をチェックして。
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 players have walked here. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of... 1. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like... Is it? They didn't even bother to... 2. Standard work boot. Steel reinforced... 3. Hobnailed work boot. 4. Standard work boot. 5. Another standard work boot. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot. But number 4. Better late than never, detective. The whole world is dark. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot. 8. Another standard work boot. Number 44. There's an aberration.
7 sets of tracks, right? That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be...
Note to self. This would be a good question to...
200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people. One carry...
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living...
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used the makeshift...
Maybe the carrier wanted to impress his peers. Demonstrate his physical might.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between 2 men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can... I'm guessing that's the skinny Hardy boy. Yes, well, he did look a bit like a... I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not. Interesting.
Oh, this one's easy.
With a piece of sandpaper glued to the throttle, which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the... Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation? You're right. But we should still go and see what Titus Hardy has got to say on the matter. This might throw them off, work in our advantage. So, what else? A week, maybe? 7 days would...
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashon. 7 days...
Correct again. Sub-zero temp...
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in...
Indeed.
So far, so good. Only one...
Of course, there were 8 tracks. But there are only 7.
Mm-hmm. Which one is missing, do you think? I'm going to say it was our old soul. Yes. I doubt the Hardys are going to...
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't...
だいぶ進んだな。そこのタバコ吸ってるお姉さん、お前絶対通信士じゃないのお前が。
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the plaza mosaic. No, these tracks are not interesting at all.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here. What are you talking about, madman? There's no 800 more than... Or what? You want to be the 8th?
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
Oh.
This person Glenn wants to hire. She? So there's an...
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! Not too tough.
So let me get this straight. There is an Ace Hardy but...
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a You're not cops here. Don't go...
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer?
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory.
Like hell, you have. There is no local...
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprint.
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course. Boo fucking who. People will all...
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all...
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime.
My answer is... fuck off.
Finally, you got something out of him.
And here we go. Back to...
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left tooth. Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him.
Oh.
It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Incriminated. Now that's a big boy word. You mean these boots? We all got a pair. We wore them. Yeah, we did this. Together. All of us. Until he was dead. That's why our prints are all over the same goddamn ride.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened.
All 7 together. They're diluting responsibility. It's an anti-arrest.
How many people have you sent to the Shays?
Shays Electric is the...
Or send them to Reunion to rot. For 20 years. For life. Oh, so you are just a simple, well-meaning man, eh?
So is hanging a man, slowly, without breaking his neck.
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
A trick question. Don't let her lead the conversation.
Who do you fucking think does?
That's right, asshole. Titus Hardy runs...
I think you got your answer.
No. You did not get an answer. Titus does administrative work. You don't have to keep answering his questions.
I know, Lizzie. Relax.
Known him? We don't... Yeah!
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that pine...
By the Pine's cow, you mean Joyce Messier? The representative for White Pine?
No. I mean the Pine's cow.
This is where he tries to sow discord between...
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure...
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus.
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. He stepped out of line.
What kind of
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The...
A live grenade. Right here.
I can't prove it. But I know he was sent by...
Cause one night, he walked straight up to the mic and said, I'm on our knees.
Really?
Yeah, really. Had a gin and tonic up there?
We couldn't believe it either. But he fucking did. Right there.
This is a serious violation of the karaoke code.
Wrong. He harassed women. Raped one. Harassed work.
From rape to harassment
いろんなところで
to threats
言わ
of
れてること
violence.
と
Why the strange
一緒ですね。
escalation? He regrets mentioning it. Hopes you didn't notice.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scab.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking.
He grabbed someone?
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of "Show me your cunt. Why don't you show me your cunt?" Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it.
Yeah, me and Eugene got around. Aren't you fucking listening?
Seems like they don't want to talk about that rape Titus mentioned. Why not? This is a serious allegation.
No. You're not getting a name. That's a Martin.
There's nothing you can do for now. He's stonewalling you.
We hanged him up by his neck.
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school?
This is where an autopsy would come in handy. You have to work with what you know.
Titus, you don't...
We overpowered him. Dragged his unconscious body to the tree. Put a noose around his neck.
Then we left him for seagulls, maggots, and you
Make them a bit more uncomfortable first. Then see if it all adds up.
難しいな。
With numbers, asshole. How do you think? You're right, Lizzie.
No, he hasn't. Not yet.
Weren't you fucking listening? The fucker came to our bar. It happened right here.
もうちょい欲しいな。再挑戦できない。ああ、やるか。ここでレベル上げられないのかな。平成。平成ってこれか。あげよう。これで58まで来た。でさらにこれじゃあげれないか。平成いっとくか。装備は変えらんないから。頼む。
Actually, they're admirably, surprisingly well, this one, but he's always fit.
Like what, Copper? Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
It's almost an anthropological.
Not in the arresting.
By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant.
Look, coppers. I know you think you're doing your job here, but there are 7 of us.
The bore's the size of your eye. I can almost see the stars.
なんか今喧嘩になるのは良くないな。
The little guy? You're the little guy now.
So, little guy, you had some...
Yeah, little questions.
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. I've done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder, even if it is a group.
Good luck with that.
まあそうだよね。
You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is.
そう、あんたのボスが。
He doesn't see you as his equals.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy.
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You're gonna go and tell...
Yeah, I heard him. Let me state this very clearly, Capo.
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
権威が低いな。
Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
権威を上げるしかないのか。まあホワイトチェックとかな、何回もできんだな。よし。いや無理ですよね。
Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
Stop shitting your pants. The law.
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
For God's sake, stop shouting! Stop crashing into people in my establishment! Stop provoking! They're not going to give you anything. Can't you see? I can't have a police interrogation in here. Of course it concerns me if...
Easy, babes. What is this? I can't have a slap fight in my bar.
We are deep in fast territory.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to
ケイン
come
に失敗してケインに怒られた。ケインを上げるか、オートセーブよし。よし、じゃあもうだいぶいい時間なので、今日の配信はこれぐらいにしておきたいと思います。これ、あれですね、面白くて、もうやめどころが見つからないんですが、さすがにちょっと時間もないので、このぐらいにしておきたいと思います。よいしょ。これでタイトルにいけるかな。オートセーブ入ったから大丈夫だね。あ、終了してもオートセーブ入るのかな。よし。じゃあ、今回4回目の配信、これぐらいにしておきたいと思います。チャンネル登録、高評価は特にいらないので、また、よければ遊びに来てください。はい、終了します。